And now for something completely different.
Watch us on YouTube.
Listen on your favourite podcast platform.
Or ask your smart speaker
To play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Subscribe, like, follow, and join in now.
strap yourself in.
Because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.
This podcast is proud to be part of the Talk Sport Fan Network. Talk Sport. Powered by fans.
Right, Chris.
All right, how the devil are we all? Welcome along. It's Friday night, and it is the new home, of course, for the prediction show. That show where basically we come on, we try and predict what's going on, and we get it totally and utterly wrong. In fairness, it's worse for some of us than it is others. Let me just say that. But good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good day, depending whereabouts in the big wide world you are. If you're watching on Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube, or if you are watching us on Twitch, welcome along. Thank you for joining us. And if you are listening on your favorite podcast platform, whatever that may be, whether it be Apple, Spotify, Google, Podcast Addict, whatever it is, welcome along and thank you for lending me your ears. Now, you may remember last week, somebody was saying, oh, there's a couple of them, they've grown. I've just noticed because Steve, as you may have remembered last week, was quite confident in getting 15 points this week. Now he's got a little friend that's helping him. I have to be honest with you, from where I'm looking at, it looks actually very rude. But I don't know whether he will actually hello, whether that will help him or not. There we go. It's me and mini me.
I've lost my picture. I can hear you, but I've lost my picture. Can you hear me?
Yes. Is that your latest excuse for getting everything wrong, is it?
No, mate. I'm just trying to...
If you want to come out and come back in again, feel free.
Right.
It'll be all right. It's not live, guys. Don't worry about this. We'll edit this bit out. Don't worry. Do you want to come out and try and come back in again?
I will do, yeah.
Yeah, okay, mate. See you in a few minutes. Brad, good evening, sir.
Howdy. How are we? How are we doing, mate?
I'm not three bad. How the devil are you?
Yeah, I'm enjoying life. You know, Leicester are actually playing good football. Things are going well for Leicester in general, so we're making the most of it while I can.
Yeah. Steve, I think he's still fiddling about with his knob. So let's just say hello to a few people. James is in. Good evening. How are you, James? Back down to earth with a crash at the weekend. I thought you'd do a little bit better than that with it being the derby and Liverpool being as bad as they are. But, hey, I still think you'll survive. I think you'll end up with more points at the end of the season than Steve will in this competition. Let's just put it that way. And as James said, please do hit the likes and subscribe. Jeff is in. Good morning, guys. Good luck to all our predictions. Indeed, how the devil is it over there in the Philippines? Is it whiskey time yet? Oh, just when you thought things were going well, a Nottingham Forest fan pops in. Good evening, Luke. How the devil are you? Welcome along. You are most welcome. I've been told to say that. I'm contractually obliged to say that. How are you? David is in. Good evening, David. Nate is in. Hello, Nate. How the devil are you? And everybody's saying hello to everybody else. We are such a friendly bunch. Feeling confident for this weekend, Brad?
Yeah, I am. I mean, Steve's no threat. You might surprise me. Oh, you mean the fixtures? Oh, yeah. I'm still just as confident.
We will see. Before we try and get Steve back in, please do subscribe if you are new. Smash the likes whether you're new or not. It all helps the channel. And click that notification bell and you will not miss any chats. And we have got, any show, so we've got 2 absolutely amazing chats coming up very, very soon, which I will tell you about later. But you can also, if you want to support the channel, there's a button underneath this on YouTube that says join. It is now, there was 3 levels before. There is now just 1 level. And that is Leicester Till I Die Fox level, $1.99 a month. That's all it is. Subscribe, and there's a few benefits in there as well. So I know it's hard times. So I've brought the price right down to the 1 level for everybody, $1.99, and you will become a member. Shall we see if the 15 pointers in?
We can see, but I like the 15 points. I don't know if it'll happen.
No, that is a good point. Steve. Good evening, sir. Can you see and hear us? And
checking the issues with my pen.
Can I just say to everybody that I am feeling a little bit like UEFA and FIFA at the moment. I have been accused of wrongdoing on the scores by Steve, trying to cover up his own misadventures, I think, claiming that I'm writing them down wrong. But you were my witness last week, Brad.
Yeah, I was. It's just sometimes to say it's just poor losing. You know, sore losing. Some say it's effects of us getting in his head every time when he mentions it. You know, but we'll see. Maybe justice will prevail. Maybe there'll be justice for Steve, or we'll have to get the CIA involved. We don't know.
Quite possibly. I mean, I loved it last week. It was clipped and posted. Steve said, I'm going to get 15 points next week. And Brad came right back with, you'll still be 20 points behind us. Oh, that hurt. That was to the quick, Brad. That was very much to the quick. But let's have a look at this week. Well, before we have a look at this week's games, shall we have a look and see what's been going on with the predictions? These were the predictions from last week. Steve, like you say, got 3 correct and he got 1 spot on, which gave him 5 points. Brad, I hate to say this, but Brad got the most points again, although it was only 7. And I got 5, although I did get 5 right. So if you want to check what you said last week, Steve, there are the results that you went for. You said that West Ham would beat Chelsea. Brentford.
No, I said that was going to be a 1-1 draw.
Yeah. And did you say that Brentford and Arsenal would draw 1-1 as well?
I did, yeah.
You did.
And I said
I got that one wrong as well.
I said Palace and Brighton draw 1 each.
I must have literally been in a time warp. Maybe I got the week before's quotes or down. I don't know.
Do you know what? I'm just sat here listening to Steve, trying to brainwash us into his predictions, and I'm just realising how close I was with the Leicester game, and that slightly scares me a bit. 4-2 is my prediction. I didn't remember going that.
Well, yes, you did.
Yeah.
Hang on 1 second. This is something's just annoying me here, and it's called Windows. Yeah. Right, we'll come back to that. I wasn't so far off. What did I go? I went 3-2, I think, didn't I? Anyway, that was last week. Who's worried about last week? This is also the prediction table, and I was having to explain this to Steve before.
It's upside down, mate. You got it upside down.
We have two, and at the start of the season, the prediction leagues weren't in sync. So, and of course, Steve, with this is only the Leicester results as well. Where the other one includes all. This is just the Leicester results, but I think Jerry Taggart is leaving us all well behind. And who's second there? I can't really. Oh, it's me. It's me.
But if you think I've done the reverse psychology, by doing that, I should be at the top.
He's desperate, isn't he? Bless him. God loves a trier, as I say.
Yes, I think he's using this reverse psychology a tad too much, don't you,
Steve? If it went to the public vote, you'd win the Arts of Millions, if you please. But it's points that count here, mate. I'm afraid.
What do points make?
Points make me feel better. I know they make prizes, but I wasn't going to fall for that trap.
No, we haven't got any.
I know.
Now then, where I haven't added it, but let me just. It's all going wrong tonight. It's all going wrong.
I told you it's not my end.
No, it's you. It's you. You're putting me off. Right, let me just get this up. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment. Arsenal no longer top, gentlemen. Is that a surprise?
No, it's Arsenal. We all know what they did against us in February. You know, they premature celebrate everywhere, and then after February, it all fell apart. It's just Arsenal football have a toxic breakup during February.
They seem to, don't they?
I tried to be nice to them this year to try and get the league interesting, but now I should just go back to my old ways and hate them.
See, they just kick you for help, don't you? You try and help them, and they kick you.
They do. They do. And I suppose when you come to think of it, if you've got Steve backing you, then it's really like the end of the world, isn't it? Really, But this is what I wanted to show because I want to say, Steve, that I had great faith in you. I really thought you were going to come good this week, and I'd actually got it all prepared. Yes. Because you didn't quite do it as I planned. So you'd have been on 106 if you'd have got what you said you were going to get. But unfortunately, I had to cross it out and put him back. So last week, 5 to you and 5 to me, 7 to Brad, 96. Brad's back in front again. Brad, the Manchester City of the prediction world.
I don't know how I do it, but
I don't, to be honest with you.
There we go. There we go. But I did look at that, and it is nice to see that had Steve got his 15 points, he would still be more than 20 points behind me. So I was correct as well. I did just do the maths quickly there and add 10 to his score.
I should have given you an extra point for that, shouldn't I? Really?
Really, for the prediction. See, I wasn't insulting you, Steve. I was making my own prediction, and that was true.
Yes. Hi, Henry is in. Good evening, Henry. How the devil are you? If you are new and I've not seen you before, you are very, very welcome. Let us know who you support and stick a subscription to the channel, and we will always welcome you in. Here we go. I need a warning sound here. He's in, Doug.
Oh, here we go.
He's talking elephants, guys. He is talking elephants.
Oh, he's talking about Arsenal. This could be fun.
Arsenal and an elephant have one thing in common. They're both on top of the tree, but you don't know how it got there, and eventually it will fall off. Fair point, actually. But
yeah.
Do you know how elephants get down from trees?
Oh, no, here we go.
No. They sit on a leaf and wait till autumn. Come on. That's it. I've done it. It's out my system.
No, it's not, though. It's not. We know it's not. That's a lie.
But this is the table. It is a little bit I see. I predicted that it was Arsenal's to lose, Steve, but it looks like they are going to do that. They have still got a game in hand, though.
I don't think it's going to help them, to be honest. I think why they were having that good run, it got them through. I think they're going to bring a load more pressure on themselves now because they've got to try and prove a point. And I can see it going downhill.
They've not won in 3, Brad.
No, but can Arsenal fans just kind of get a little bit of grip on reality a little bit and maybe get an understanding? You're second, trying to take on a force that Liverpool got 98 points, or was it 99 points, and still couldn't pass them. In fact, they're the only team that's managed to do it in 5 years. This wasn't going to be a walk in a park when you were 6 points clear of them. This team is deadly. Yes, you're on a bad form, and game in hand. Okay, fair enough, but I'm with Steve on that one. I think it'll lose them. This was never theirs to really win because they never really had it in the first place. You literally need to be about 20 points clear at Christmas to feel safe about it, and that's when Liverpool did it, and they were like 18, 19 points clear, and even then, you were thinking if they lost a few, Man City could still be back on it.
Yeah.
It took a lot to convince us of that.
I also predicted Man United to finish top 4, so fingers crossed for that one as well.
Well,
that wrong.
They can take it then.
We are going to have to rush through, Brad. We're going to have to rush through things. We do have a show after this on the Man United channel, so we need to make sure that we are reasonably finished. James said since they lost to us, they are stuttering at the moment. They certainly are. And then again, it gives the Arsenal fans something to moan about, so they're going to be happy in a perverse way. Bottom half, Bournemouth and Southampton, 2 that I said would go down, Steve. Leeds, I think you're going to probably fall into that and make it a full house for me. Leicester up to 13th, 24 points, 6 points clear of the relegation zone, despite your predictions.
Yeah. But I don't think we can get carried away. It's been 2 great results for Leicester, and hopefully, it's going to continue. But you don't want to think that everything's rosy in the garden, because it might just bite you in the bum and
happy talk.
But luckily, the teams are below are not going on a run at the moment, so that's a good thing. That's when you got to worry when one of the teams behind you or 2 of the teams below you start to have a run and put some points together.
Do you know that thing that they call the commentator's curse? When they just say something and they completely, he's having a good day, and he goes and gets sent off or lets a goal in. And I've just said that I see Leeds dropping into the bottom 3. Henry's been a Leeds fan for 30 years. Good evening, Henry. Nice to have you with us. I'm sorry, mate. That was bad timing. I still think you'll go down, though. But we love you, Leeds. Honestly, I have nothing against Leeds fans. I wish there was a few of the big 6 who had fans like Leeds that they haven't come up like a certain team that play in red a few miles up the road from us. That they've sort of, we're back where we belong sort of attitude. Leeds have never had that, in my opinion, since they've come up. It's like, we're just glad to be back up here. So, but unfortunately, Doug says here, just to add insult to misery for Henry, Jesse Marsh turned down Southampton. Well, it fell apart, didn't it? I think it was a bit of a weird one. Rich is in. Good evening, Rich. This is the warm-up act for your show later. We're over from Rich's channel at 10:30, giving him some jip, I am sure, about the fact that Leicester City are going to whip Man United's arse this weekend. Oh, did I say that out loud? On form, let's quickly have a look at the form table. Brentford, top of the form table, not lost in 6. The only team, apart from Newcastle, who have managed to, I think, draw every game by the look of that. But Brentford top, Man City second, United, in all fairness, are 4th in the form table. Leicester City, they're in 12th. In fairness, that's the last 6 games. I did look at one that was the last 5, and I think it had us about 7th, but I didn't feel confident in putting that up, to be honest with you. But let's go. First game up, guys, and it is a certain Aston Villa who are going to be hosting the ex-leaders of the Premier League, which is Arsenal. As you can see there, Steve, I mean, Villa, let me just get some details up here. Of the last 6 times they've played, Villa have won 3 and Arsenal have won 3. So it's pretty even there. Form table, Arsenal 2nd, Villa 11th. On the home form, Aston Villa are 12th. On away form, Arsenal are top. So you've got to think it's possibly they're going to get back on the wagon. Or do you, Steve? It's Arsenal.
No, I think Arsenal are going to go into a protective mode. I don't think they're going to be as brave as they are. They're going to keep it possession-wise going. But I think the way things are going to go for them, they're going to add a lot more pressure on themselves. And I think if they do go behind early or behind any time in the game, they're not going to get it back. So I'm going to go for a good Aston Villa 2-0 win.
2-0, right. Brad, last time
2-0.
Oh, well, thanks for that's written down.
Can you see that?
Yeah, you can see that. 6-0, good right down there, Chris. I saw that.
The last time they met back in August, Brad, at the Emirates, Arsenal won 2-1.
Yeah, which wasn't probably a bad effort there from Villa in all stances of the word, because they got off to a flying start and continued that for a bit, Arsenal. So the thing is, I kind of half agree with Steve, and I can't believe I'm saying that with his predictions rate, success rate this season.
Oh, you can't. You're a fool. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I kind of want Arsenal to have a little bit of a fight back and reignite the idea of a title race, and it doesn't just typically fall apart.
I don't believe it.
Sorry, Brad.
No, I don't. I know. But it's at Villa Park, and I just sense there's going to be a red card in this game. And I think that might decide which way it goes. I think this will be quite the game because it's Emery's return as well, isn't it?
Yes.
We've got the manager there. Villa will want to get a result at home. Arsenal will want to get a result. And I think it's whoever probably cracks in that midfield. And I can just see Arsenal being a bit uneasy at the moment, a bit too over energetic to try and correct things. That they'll overgo it and give Villa a chance. And I think it'll be a high scoring game. I'm going 3-2 Villa.
Are you? Wow.
Yeah, I've just got a funny feeling this is going to get spiced up out of nowhere from.
Right. So 2 of you for Villa. I'm not going for Villa. I'm going to be honest with you.
We wanted a full house.
Well, I just need that gap between me and Steve to build up. You see, he's getting a bit close in his dreams. But no, I thought it was going to be a high scoring, and I nearly went for a Desmond, but it is Emery's. Like he is. I don't think he was there last time they played this year, was he, or was he?
No, because Gerrard was one of my seconds, wasn't he?
So this is, like I said, he's welcoming Arsenal into their own backyard, and that bit of doubt is just in Arsenal's mind now, because they didn't just lose against Man City. Man City taught them a lesson, in fairness. So I've actually gone for a 1-1. I couldn't decide whether it was going to be a 1-1 or a 2-2, a Desmond, but I've gone for 1-1. Let's see what everybody is saying in the chat, see who they agree with. Let's find Arsenal to win 3-1, says Jeff. Doug has gone 2-1 to Arsenal. James has gone 2-1 to Arsenal. Luke has gone 2-0 to Arsenal. David is agreed with me, has gone 2-2. So basically, guys, nobody else has agreed with you two. So, I can see what it is now. You two are ganging up on me. I thought you were a friend, Brad, but I see which flag is attached to your mast. I can see that. No Anthony in at the moment, so I think he's in hiding again after last week's predictions. That's the 12:30 kickoff Saturday morning, and it is on, obviously, BT. Now then, something new that's coming along on Saturday at 2:45. It's a new show I'm doing, The Big Kickoff. Leicester, of course, aren't playing until the Sunday. So at 2:45, we're going to be literally, it's like a sports Saturday. We're going to be just covering every game and having a bit of banter and a bit of chat. Bring a beer or two in, and we'll have a good old Saturday afternoon knees up. So join me live here on this channel, 2:45 on Saturday for The Big Kickoff. And the first game that comes up on the Saturday at 3 o'clock is Brentford versus Palace. Brentford's currently sat in 5th, I believe it is. There, Steve. Palace, is it? No, sorry, 8th. Sorry, Palace in 12th. Palace are just being Palace, aren't they? No,
Yep.
He's writing his score down. He's writing his score down.
I'm writing it down now, and I'm going to go for it.
Actually, I'm going to say this, Steve. At the end, I want you to take a picture of that page and post it to me, because I have a feeling next week that you're going to turn the page over and changed all your scores.
Would I do that?
Yes. The thing, what I love about you, Steve, is that this is live on air. That I can't edit it on what you're saying, and you still accuse me of cheating.
What? I can't, you're breaking up, Chris. You're breaking up. I think that's the problem. You're breaking up. You're writing them down.
Let me just see if Ian Wilson's available to come on. We need another guest. Sorry, Steve. Carry on.
He don't know anything. He's Scottish.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I think Crystal Palace is going to put a little hole in their balloon at the moment. I know they're good at home. I know the crowd behind them, and they're on a great run. But I think this is the time where Palace, can't see them winning it, but I think they're going to make it awkward for them, and I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw.
A 1-1 draw for you, Brad. Last 6 games, Brentford have won 1. Palace haven't won any of their last 6 meetings, and 4 of them have been draws. So maybe Steve knows what he's talking about. That is it.
I mean, the league would suggest otherwise in terms of predicting scores, but we give, but this just looks cut and dry, doesn't it? Really, you look at the form right there in front of you. Palace can keep it tight. You know, there's Man United had to score 2 to beat them. Chelsea, the only ones that were able to do it with 1. Otherwise, they're nicking points there or holding. But Brentford just look good this season. They seem to find a way to unlock it. So I'm going 2-0 Brentford.
You are going 2-0 Brentford. Okay. It's at Brentford. On home form, Brentford are 6th. They've not lost in the last 6 at home. They've drawn 3 and won 3. And away, Palace are in 12th with only 2 wins in the last 6, losing 4 of those. Does it show me? They lost to... Oh, no, they beat... So the 2 games they won were West Ham, who obviously aren't in the best of form, and Bournemouth, who again aren't in the best of form. So I've got to agree, Brad. I can't see it going any other way, but I'm going to go for a 1-0 just to be a little bit different to you. So Steve has gone 1-1, Brad has gone 2-0, and I have gone 1-0. Let us see what everybody is saying in the chat. Let's just catch up here. Here we go. Jeff's gone 2-0 to Brentford. He's agreeing with you, as is James. Luke's agreeing with Steve. Well,
he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff.
When you get a Forest fan agreeing with you, Steve, I wouldn't say that's the best thing. Doug has gone. He's gone 2-0 as well, and David's gone 2-1 to Brentford. So there's a lot of people going with you there, Brad. You must be confident.
I always am, mate. It's like you just when you ask the question, I'm always confident when it comes to doing this. It's the one thing I seem to be good at.
Quizzes, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's what I take to hosting them now, mate.
Yeah.
One day I'll win one.
And when you host, you don't always have to get the answers ready, do you?
Yeah, that's the trick.
Anthony Kamara is in. Better late than never. Arsenal 2-1. He's going for a win there.
Nah.
Anthony, how are you feeling? Are we back yet to Arteta out? I went fishing. I told you yesterday, I think, didn't I, Brad? I went fishing on Stephen's channel the other week. I was in the chat, and I did say about, you wouldn't be happy. You'd sooner finish third with another manager than first with Arteta. And I was definitely doing, the old fishing. He bit on line and sinker. Anthony has gone 2-2 for Brentford. He's gone for a Desmond. And the Ant-Man is here. Not sure what part of your body they're referring to there, Anthony, but welcome along.
It's definitely not his finger, is it?
No. Brighton playing Fulham Saturday again at 3:00. Brighton sat there in 6th place, Fulham in 7th. A European battle here. I never thought I'd be saying that with these two clubs, but fair play to them. They were where they're not there for a reason. Well, I say they're not there for a reason. They're there because they deserve to be.
I've enjoyed watching both of them, to be honest.
Mm.
It's a nice change from the so-called top 6. Plenty of energy there, good football, good tactics, and I think it's going to be another stalemate. So I'm going for another draw, and it's going to be a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. Okay. 1-1 you said there, didn't you? Just to clarify. 1-1. Okay. Brad, last 6 times they've played each other, Brighton have not won 1. Fulham have won 3, and there's been 3 draws.
Yeah, and both these teams, as you can see, that we've known it all season. It's why they're battling for that European spot. Like you said, they can put on a performance, and this is probably one of the hardest games to predict because you see a 0-0 there as one of the latter games they had when they played, but you look at what they're capable of doing with the fixtures in front of you, and they know how to find the net and win games. So I'm going to agree. I don't like this week. I'm not liking this week because I'm agreeing with Steve again in the sense that I think it'll be a draw, but I'm going for a Desmond.
You're going for a 2-2 as well. Okay.
I think I need to lie down agreeing with Steve so much.
I can't agree with Steve. I can't. It's not the. I mean, 6th and 7th, fair play to both of them. And, I didn't think Fulham would do well with Silva as the manager. I thought Brighton would struggle, with Potter gone, but Potter must be sat there thinking, what the bloody hell did I do? On home form, Brighton are in 8th place in the form table, won 3 of the last 6 and drawn 1. On the away side, Fulham are 7th. There's nothing to split them. 1-3, drawn 1. Absolutely nothing to separate them. I've got to agree with you, Brad. I'm going to go for a 2-2. Now that's changed, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'd rather you go with me than have a little confused.
Not even a groan. Not even a groan. Anthony, I'm just adding your scores up from last week, so bear with me. He's gone 1-1, Brighton Fulham. We've all gone draws for that one. Luke, no, he likes to be different. Brighton 2, Fulham 1. Doug has gone the 2-1, the same. Jeff's gone for a Desmond. David has gone 3-1 to Brighton. James has gone for Desmond as well. Chris, I've got to say my finger's bigger than Steve's. Put it away, Jen, guys. Put it away. We'll have none of this in the chat. We're not having any finger battles.
Mine's down to age.
Right. So next up, we have got Chelsea Southampton. Oh my God, Steve! If Graham Potter is unable to win this game, I think he's going to be sacked on the spot, hasn't he?
I just don't know what it is with Chelsea at the moment, because I watched them the other night in the Champions League. Was it Champions League? Yeah.
Yeah.
And they created so many good chances, but they're just not putting them away. And I think, to be honest, I can't see them changing. I can't see a goal scorer there at the moment, because they would have scored 2 or 3 the way they were going, but they're not. So it's going to be the same again.
So what, you're going for another 1-1? I think Steve's frozen on us.
He looks it. Either that or he's just brains frozen on him. I'm not sure.
He can't surely be going for another 1-1, can he? But we'll wait and see. Steve, I don't know if you can hear us, but you're frozen. Either that or you're going to be the world statue champion. He's moving. He's moving. We didn't catch your result, Steve. You froze on us.
I'm going to go for no goals. No goal draw.
A 0-0.
Yeah.
Oof.
A 0-0.
Right. Now, guys, we did have a question from Anthony earlier asking how many points he got last week. Now, Anthony, you missed it at the start because you were late in. God knows what you were doing. Tell your wife to not bother you when shows are starting. But Steve got 5, I got 5, and Brad got 7. And Anthony, 4. So again, you come bottom, Anthony.
I tell you what, I could not have picked a better week to have had him step in for me, because since then he's been absolutely bottom. Steve's been getting
points. I don't know. I need to go back and check that, don't I? But you got the Fulham Notts Forest game spot on, and you got the Leicester Spurs result. No, you got it wrong. Sorry. No, you got that wrong. No, you only got 3 points.
Oh. Don't get kicking when he's down.
It's like, it's a bit like
I know where you're coming from, Lance. I know where you're coming from.
Yeah. No. No, it's a bit like when Arsenal played Man City. They thought they'd got a point, but obviously they didn't in the end. So he's got... Sorry, Anthony, I couldn't resist that. He's got 3 points last week, Anthony. Keep at it, Anthony. Brad, Chelsea. I've been laughing at that all season. Chelsea won 3 of the last 6. There's been 2 draws, and Southampton have won 1. But you have to go. When did they last win? Chelsea, Southampton.
Southampton, Everton. It says there, beat Everton 2-1 4 games ago.
No, I'm just looking at the last time they played each other.
God knows. Was it 1-1?
I think it was a penalty. It was penalties in the EFL Cup. But of course, April last year, Chelsea put 6 past them at the Dell. But then again, Chelsea, supposed to scoring 9 against Southampton's not for everybody, is it?
No, it's not. And also, Chelsea had a far better manager than they've got now, with the greatest respect to Potter. He's just a better manager outright. He won them stuff. He was good at his job. But here we are. This Chelsea team is just, if you really... Do you want to just be called Chelsea and Hove Albion? For, you sign in, you get the manager, and now you're still playing like they did under him. It's, I don't think this Bowley, or however you say his name, the American, brought these thinking they were going to change, his billions of dollars were going to get invested, and he was going to see Chelsea become a seaside club. Because you said there when you thought Steve was going to go 1-1, saying it surely can't be 1-1. It bloody well can. Fulham can't. Look. Chelsea 1, Fulham 2. Chelsea 1, Crystal Palace 0. Liverpool 0-0. God knows how, just because Liverpool this season. But Fulham again couldn't score any again. West Ham couldn't score more than 2. They ain't scoring more than 1 past Southampton. That's how bad it's got. It's 1-1 again, mate.
You're going what? Bloody hell! I mean,
Southampton, without that muppet in charge, can actually get a point from this game because they proved it when they probably went against what he told them to do in that Carabao Cup match.
Well, exactly. That was a
Well,
fault.
you know which one I mean. So
yeah, they've won one in the last 6, and that was they beat Everton. Well, who wasn't at that point in time? Sorry, James. Chelsea 10th, Southampton 20th. On home form, Chelsea are still only 11th, and on away form, Southampton are actually 13th on away form. Bloody hell, they got 2 wins. Look, I was thinking a draw, but you two have gone for a draw, so I can't agree with you again. If Chelsea cannot beat, I said this at the start, didn't I? If Chelsea cannot beat this Southampton side, rock bottom, they're going down, which is a shame because they're only down the road from me. But the 2 teams that are closest to me are predicted to go down. I'm my own worst enemy. I can't see Southampton. Even Chelsea have got to surely beat this Southampton side. And I'm going to go 2-0 to Chelsea. I can't.
I mean, you might end up being right on that one, but I will also add that could be your famous last words on this game.
It could be. I could have hoisted myself on my own, whatever they could say. But no, it would be so Chelsea, wouldn't it, for them to sort of host the bottom club without a manager and then not get anything, But
yeah.
Doug says you can see why these shows are after the watershed. I think it's mainly because of your jokes, Doug. That's what it is. Because kids are writing, even kids are ringing in saying we don't want to listen to these jokes. Jeff's gone 3-0 to Chelsea. James has gone 1-0. Oh, Doug. I don't know what you're drinking, but can you send me some, please? Are you sure that's Iron Brew you're drinking up there in Scotland? Because you've got 1-0 Southampton.
Maybe he's somehow getting the same water that Steve drinks.
Yeah. I mean, I know like Livingston's your team, but you couldn't even pick them for a win, really. Come on. Oh my God, Luke. 2-0 South. Oh, sorry, I forgot. He's a Forest fan. What do you expect? Chelsea this season are exactly like what Brighton were under Potter. Play decent football, create a lot of chances, but cannot score. Sounds like me and my ex-wife. David says Chelsea look drab right now. He's agreed with you, Brad. 1-1. The big man has gone Chelsea 2, Southampton 1. Oh, God, can I change mine back to a draw, please? Chris, get them scores wrong again. Chris got them scores wrong again. Anthony, good in the championship predictions. Well, that's his level, really, isn't it? And then again, let's be honest, he's up against Dan, who couldn't predict what shirt he's going to wear the next day, and Dan's partner, who knew nothing about football before last season. So I watched them as well, Steve. They did everything but score. They played well last meeting. This fixture was 2-1 Southampton at St Mary's earlier this season. With Marsh out of the running, who does Southampton turn to for the manager's job? I mean, I did read somewhere Allardyce is dusting off his old suit. So who knows?
Harry Redknapp, get him into the end of the season. We'll see Crouchy and Nico Crancher again. Get them out of retirement.
If you ever describe a team that is doing very well, but then throws it away, Brad, you say they are doing a
Tottenham.
Spurs. Yeah,
Spurs.
Well, Spurs, yeah, whichever. So we've got to say hi to Hasper TV. How the hell are you, sir? Welcome along. Apparently, 4-1. You also we're doing very well in the quiz until the end, but no, I'm not one to rub it in. But welcome along. He says, please beat Man United. Does it matter? Because I don't know if you're going to win your game. Look, Harry, I'm joking. I know you know I'm joking. Welcome along. It's nice to have you in for a laugh. Next game, well, the last on match of the day, 0-0, do we think here, Steve? Everton, they had that win, but, I mean, let's be honest with you, it was a one-off win against Arsenal. It was the new manager bounce, wasn't it? and they are, they lost last week to Liverpool. I thought they'd do better in the derby because it is the derby, but they looked poor. And Liverpool looked good, and no disrespect to Doug, Liverpool haven't looked particularly good for most of the season. And Leeds, well, they're just doing the proverbial bride's underwear on a wedding night, aren't they? They're going down that fast. Do you see anything happening in this game?
Well, I like watching Leeds because Leeds really excite me because you know that they're either going to win or they're going to lose. But they go about their business and,
Well, there's only a draw that can happen. So
No, but you know that Leeds are going to go for it. If it's their day, they're going to win. But if they're not, they're going to lose. But they're going to go down fighting, which I do like, to be honest. Everton, I think he went to Liverpool with a mindset is, I'm going to stop Liverpool from playing, and it backfired on him. I think if he'd have gone there to attack Liverpool, it would have been a different game. So I think Everton's going to win 2-0.
2-0 to Everton.
Yeah.
I think for me, Brad, I think we could be looking at the most exciting thing being a VAR decision. But do you see anything happening in this game?
Yeah, I do. The thing is, Dyche is at least installed at Everton. I know Leeds are free of the shackles of Soccer Ball FC, but I'm just not sure they've got the quality there compared to Everton in terms of, on paper at least. They're not performing to the quality level that they potentially could do, some of the players, but on paper, you'd say Everton's probably stronger, a little bit more organised. And I'll be honest with you, I think Sean Dyche is the sort of manager that tells them to put on a real show, give everything they've got at home, like they did against Arsenal, and it paid off for them. And Liverpool's a bonus. Let's try and frustrate them. And if we can get something away from home, yes, it's a derby. You want to see them put up a fight. But if they go out there and they got smashed 3 or 4-0, it doesn't do them any good sort of thing. I think playing Leeds is probably good for them because it's at home. It's freedom. I'm backing Sean Dyche to pick things up and get going here. And I'm going 3-1 Everton.
Oof. Bloody hell. That's more goals than we've seen between them two all season.
But it's something different.
In the last 6 times they've played, it's pretty even, to be honest with you. Everton won 2. There's been 2 draws and 2 wins. So you can't split them on there. It's a relegation 6-pointer. And I know that's a cliche and what have you, but it really, really is. It's like when Everton played West Ham. Whoever lost that was going to lose the manager, and as it happened, Everton did. On the form-wise, I mean, Leeds are 17th, Everton are 18th. On home form, Everton are 19th. On away form, Leeds are 18th. So again, it's the old case of putting a cigarette paper between these two. Look, I've said in the past, and Everton seem to sort of just do that a little bit better at home, but you can see from that they're not doing. It's going to be a very nervy game because I know there's still a fair bit of the season to go, but you lose this one, either of these teams, and there's 19 points to Leeds, 18 points to Everton, so you're not going to get cut adrift, but it's just a psychological effect. I've gone for a 0-0. I think I'm sorry. It's going to be a very, very nervy 0-0. And I'm always right. Right, let's see. Anthony says, Harry, do you know who Ben Thatcher is?
It wasn't Harry on my quiz. It wasn't Harry.
Wasn't it? It was.
No, it was Chris from Let's Talk Tottenham, not Has Spurs.
Wasn't it? Yes.
So, Anthony, go and watch the video. You were bloody heck. Goody heck. You co-host and you don't even watch so to figure out who it is.
I'm going to say, in my defence, I was in at the start and in at the end, and I was doing my own show in the middle. So I was screaming there when you.
Yeah. Oh, God, it was funny. Yeah.
I was waiting
Ben
for you to say Ben
Poppenberg.
Churchill. He didn't quite go that far. Anyway, Everton 2, Leeds 0, says Doug. James has gone 1-1. Wherever we play against the team, we are battling relegation. Against that, we need to win. We failed time and time again. That's why I've gone for a draw. We've gone 1-1. I've gone 0-0. Jeff, amazing guy, agrees with me. Oh, bloody hell. Anthony agrees with me. Oh, Jesus. I think I should have Steve agree with me. Luke has gone 1-0 to Leeds. David says this rate Everton could lose 21, 2-0 Leeds. James says Leeds still have the caretaker manager taking the upcoming fixtures. Sounds like they're not rushing for a new manager. They might decide to see till the end of the season, then see where they are, to be honest with you. James says, I hope you're right, Brad. It's never right, James. Don't hold out much hope. Me and Steve.
Oh, right. He was asking him in general.
Yes. Of course, I read that and presumed he knew what he was talking
about. That's what I thought, man. That's
why I said what I said. Anthony went 1-1, didn't he? Everton 1, Leeds 1. So he's agreed with the draw. God, stop it, Anthony. Stop it. Right. Next game. And we are talking. There we go. Who are we talking? Nottingham Forest, Manchester City. Hello, Luke. Whatever you say about Manchester City, and forgetting sort of their off-field activities, they're going to get a penalty because Jack Grealish will get touched on the halfway line, fall down in the box, and it will be given as a penalty. So I'm sorry, Jack Grealish is one hell of a bit. You know our feelings on that. He's a cheat, and he should be given a red card in retrospect of that. It was the worst. Yes, he got caught, but my God, decide what I'm sorry, he's a cheat. It's the end of that argument. I am unanimous in that. Are they going to cheat the way to a win here, Steve?
No, I think Forest are going to be on the back foot. They're going to be too far back, playing too far back, trying to keep Man City at bay for their attackers to get, because the last few games they like to attack on the break. I can't see it happening against Man City. I can't see them getting behind Man City. So I'm going to go for a 3-0 win to Man City.
3-0. Brad, let's have a look at this one. And Forest sat there in, where are they? In 14th place. Underneath us, I believe they are now.
About where they belong.
Yeah, their goal difference is absolutely horrendous. They're on minus 20, which that could cost them at the end of the season. Can you see them letting a fair few in this game?
Certainly fucking can. And I'll take the bleep for that. I certainly can. This is going to be a thrashing. Man City are sitting top of the league, and when them doubts crept in and everybody was saying Haaland wasn't going to carry them to a title, Wilson sat there pretty, and they're going to be happily tearing Forest apart here. 5-0 Man City. Easiest game of their season since they played them last time and lost and beat them 6-0.
Wow.
This is a stroll in the park for Man City. Now they're gonna prowl now just to really piddle Arsenal fans off.
I'm not going to go and say about the last 6 times they played, because before August last year, which as you quite rightly say was 6-0, it was 2009 the last time they played. So
bit of a contrasting squad, then, isn't it?
Really? No, I can't even do that. So, like I say, Manchester City. I thought it was Arsenal's to lose. They're proving me right because it looks like they're going to lose it. Man City just didn't say anything. They just got on with it, and they've won games, and they've caught. Yes, Arsenal have still got a game in hand, but it's the old. You shouldn't have points on the board or games in hand. I think it's the points. Everybody would agree. At home, Forest are 10th in the form table. They haven't lost in the last 6 at home. 1 drawn, 1-1. On away form, Manchester City are 2nd, but they have lost 2 of the last 3. They lost to Manchester United and they lost to Tottenham. 1-0, of course, on that one. Do you know the last time you two did this? I think one of you went 2-0 for a game and one of you went 4-0. And I said, I'll go in the middle 3-0. And I got 3 points, I believe. So I'm actually going to do the same this time. I'm going to go 4-0 to Manchester City and go down the middle just to see if you two are going to be really pissed off if it is 4-0. That's the way I'm going.
Oh, especially if you end up getting back top because of that result, you get it dead on. I will be then, but we'll see.
Oh, can you imagine? That would hurt, wouldn't it? Man City 2-0, says Jeff. Doug has gone 6-0 Manchester City. Wow. James has gone 2-1. He thinks it's going to be tight. Anthony, can't disagree with you any more than this. Manchester City, I absolutely love that, mate. Manchester City foot. Oh my God, he's agreed with me again. Oh my God. Brad, if I don't turn up for Richie's show later, will you ring 999 because I've topped myself? He's gone 4-0 as well. David has gone 3-2 to Forest. Really? Seriously, David? I'm sorry. I am sorry. I mean, Steve hasn't been that silly tonight. I mean, I don't. And definitely not one of those, although I should laugh at it. You're going to get one of these.
I don't believe it.
I don't know what you're drinking, mate, but please can I have some of it? 3-2 to Forest. I mean, Luke, in fairness, has gone. Oh, he's gone 4 to Man City. He's like, I mean, David, even the Forest fan is going 4-0. You know what I mean? You're going 3-2 to Man. Oh, David, do you remember that song? They're coming to take you away. You've got to give Forest credit. No, you don't. We're sticking with Steve Cooper after the dreadful start they had. Yeah, in fairness, but I'm not going to give them credit for it. They probably spent that much on players. They didn't have any money to pay him off. Sorry, Luke. I jest. Luke says, what you thinking, David? Or what you drinking, David? Okay, next up. Another exciting game here. Wolverhampton Wanderers are going to be hosting Bournemouth. Steve, I mean, Bournemouth, again, it's all gone a little bit dipped up for them, hasn't it? I love the fact that every time I look at him, he's got his head down writing.
I am, yeah.
This is the 5:30 kickoff on Sky, the late kickoff on Saturday, by the way.
I can see Wolves winning this. I can't see Bournemouth doing anything, to be honest. They're trying, but I think they're down this year.
Bit like Brad, very trying.
Yeah. The Wolves seem to start to get into positions where they can score, and they seem to be taking it, so I'm going to go for 3-0 Wolves.
3-0 to Wolves. Oof, right. Brad, last 6 times they've met, 3 wins to Wolves, 2 draws and 1 win to Bournemouth. We've been on the end of a few surprises, or maybe not surprises, at Bournemouth, but I don't know. I mean, can you see them? It's away from home.
There's only 2 things I can see happening in this game, and this is getting scary. If I don't turn up on Richie's show and Chris doesn't turn up, call 999 for me because I'm agreeing with Steve.
I think Anthony agreeing with you is worse. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I know. But if it keeps going tonight, it's getting a bit scary. I can see Wolves winning 3-0. And how attached to your manager Gary O'Neill are you, Bournemouth fans? Because you might not like me. You might not like me for this, but if it's 3-0 or even worse, I don't think Bournemouth are going to stick around with Gary O'Neill. I think they're going to hit the panic button and make that change. Dare I say, as Goldberg famously says, Gary O'Neill, you're next. I think it could happen if they lose 3-0, and that's why I'm going for it.
Right.
So, Bournemouth fans, if you like him as a manager, I'm sorry for what happens.
He has got the money to pay him off. It was a weird decision because they waited so long to give him the job. And it's a bit like, with Ollie, wasn't it? When he was doing well, we gave him the job, it all went up the spout. 15th Wolves, 19th Bournemouth. Wolves aren't out of it yet. They are sat a point behind us. On home form, Wolves are still 15th in the form table. On away form, Bournemouth are 20th. Lost. It's like a box set, isn't it, that, of lost? But I can't agree with you two. I just can't. It would be... that was in the back of my mind, but I can't go 3-0.
See, this is where his downfall comes, Steve, each season.
I'm just waiting. I'm actually trying to drag this out, waiting for Anthony to put his score up so that I can go for something different. That's what it is. I'm not doubting my mind. I'm just, come on, Anthony. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Get your prediction in now. Come on, mate. Come on, you bastard.
It's not happening, man. Now he knows.
He's waiting. I think I should put him on a 5-minute block, don't you? I'm going to go 2-0 to Wolves.
Got him, Steve. We've done it again. To him. Me and Steve in cahoots this week. I'm loaning Steve some points.
I'm going to change my mind. Got
him again.
No. I'm going 1-0.
Oh, boo! You watch if they go 2-0 in front of you. No, I'm messaging you, mate. They go 2-0 up now.
They go 2-0. I'm bloody topping myself. And I'm going to say there's a reason. There is a reason I've changed it to 1-0.
Anthony went 2-0. Oh dear.
I mean, fair, that wasn't even up at the time, but I had that feeling, so I've got 1-0 just to be different. Anthony. Anthony, let me know about tomorrow, mate.
Hold on.
Yeah, I need to have a shower, shave my armpits. Okay, David has gone, and he's agreed with me 1-0. Luke has gone 2-1 to Bournemouth. I don't know what to put in the water in Nottinghamshire, but David has gone. It's probably the missus spell she did me. Of course, yes, of course. James 3-0 to Wolves. He's agreeing with you guys. Doug's agreeing with me. I like that, Doug. I've always said the Scots are good people. Obviously, he's smiling at the moment because Nicola Sturgeon's resigned, but let's not get political. What do you call a wolf? She never did. What do you call a wolf that uses bad language? A swear wolf. Oh, God.
Put me in a time out. That's awful, dog. That's awful.
I can't even come back at that because I don't think there's anything that's worse than that I could come back with. And Jeff went 2-0 to Wolves. So the 5:30 kickoff on Sky was not that game, as I've got it wrong up, but it is this game, Newcastle versus Liverpool. And when I always think of these games, I always think of this young man, Mr. Collymore. I mean, what a... Do you remember those 4-3 games that I think there was 2 in one season once? And if they ever remembers that sort of Aguero shout, the Collymore shout when he got that last goal and Keegan dropping his head behind the advertising hoarding was, they were amazing, as a neutral, some of the best games ever. But Mr. Collymore is joining us next Wednesday at 9:00 on The Conversation. It'll be 1-to-1. Love him or hate him, was the one that got away, I always say, with Leicester, and I think Brad agrees with that. One of the good reasons I'm getting him on as well is he's obviously suffered with depression for a while. He's a big advocate of male depression support. that's something that a lot of people that do these channels have gone through. Personally, I have, and we start these channels, a lot of people, because it was a way of us expressing ourselves, of not jumping out of the window, if you like. And a lot of people started it during COVID for that particular reason. So got the t-shirt, as they say, and hopefully we can have a chat with that with Stan next Wednesday. But definitely the one that got away, got his signature on a picture up on the wall. 9 o'clock next Wednesday, 1-to-1 with Stan the Man. So looking forward to that and having a good old natter. But back to this game, Steve. 5-4. They've used 4. Yeah, 5-4s. I think it was. Have you seen another one of those this weekend?
I don't think so. I don't think I wasn't too impressed with Liverpool against Everton. Like I say, Newcastle are my second best team for watching. I like how they're playing, and I'm gonna hit. I think 2-0 Newcastle.
2-0 to Newcastle. Okay, Brad. The last 6 times they've played, Newcastle haven't won any. But then again, they did have. They didn't have Eddie Howe. They did have Steve.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I mean, the one thing we said I've always maintained about Newcastle is, and it's something that I think the majority of Newcastle fans, the level-headed ones out here, you've had a few of them on your show, we know exactly who we're talking about.
Yeah.
They're actually level-headed, Newcastle fans. They probably expected the run that they're going on at this moment in time. I mean, brilliant result against Arsenal, saw it out against Fulham, but then draw against teams that, if you want to be where some Newcastle fans are, and I mean a small minority, suddenly expect them to be right now, which is apparently challenging for a title and winning Champions Leagues, even though they're not in it, sort of deluded expectations. The level-headed ones know that's a few years away, and it's these results and these periods that are going to be testing for Newcastle and show that. And I think this is going to be one of them games where it's not even going to be the best of games. It's going to be scrappy, but it's going to somehow contain goals. And I'm going to go for my second Desmond of the evening. I'm going to go toward, because I just see it being just one of them games where they both are a bit naff, but yet both probably naff in the wrong areas, and it gets a few goals going. So yeah, 2-2 for me, mate.
2-2. For me, I mean, let's have a look. Newcastle 4th, Liverpool 9th. On home form, Newcastle 5th in the league. They've not lost in the last 6. On away form, Liverpool are 15th on away form. Only won 2 of the last 6. I can't. They had to beat Everton. They really did. I just can't see. Sorry, Doug, but I just can't see Liverpool getting anything. If it was at Anfield, might be different, but it's at Newcastle. Newcastle will really, really be up for this, I believe. I am going to go. I'm going to go 2-1. 2-1 to Newcastle. I love Anthony. He's always late, but he gets in eventually. Steve, what happened to the 15 points you were getting this week? Just look at his name. Just look at his name.
Chris's pen. That's what it was. That was a problem.
Yeah, it's always my fault. Yes, I was like being married again. Doug says, Barnes, Rush, Barnes, Collymore closing in. I just love those games. I really did. Newcastle, Liverpool's going for a 0-0 draw, says Jeff. Ooh. I think Doug's on one here. Liverpool leading stoppage time. Kevin Keegan hands his head. He's devastated. Oh, it was just like unreal, those games. Super Stan Collymore, yep. In fairness, Luke, he was a legend at Forest, of course. James has gone 2-2 between the teams. Desmond 3-0 to Newcastle, says Luke. Doug, not confident with this one. He's gone a 1-1. Yeah, I know what you're saying there, Doug. Newcastle without Bruno Guimaraes, 4 games, 3 draws, 1 defeat. And Anthony has gone for 1-1. Oh, thank God none of us went for that. So he's gone for 1-1. And David's got to go. Wife's calling me. Oh, yes. Send down. You got a roll patch just there, David. Thanks for joining us, David. All the best, mate. Have a good rest of the night. Now, I do know what you guys have put in for this, so there's no change in your minds, but only because I had to do all the graphics beforehand for another show. Steve, Leicester City versus Manchester United. It's at Old Trafford. Manchester United, in fairness, and I said this on yesterday's show, didn't I, Brad, with Rich, the Man United fan, they are doing better than I thought this season. Like I say, I do think they can really get Champions League. And I think it says a lot about Ten Hag because it is very much a rebuild season for them. And yet they are sort of still up there. Yes, other teams are dropping points, but, it's a two-way thing. But Leicester, let's be honest with you, a 4-1 and a 4-2. Are we going to get another 4 goals tomorrow?
To be fair, I was very critical of Man United last year and probably most of this year as well, where they were all playing as individuals. But having watched them the last few weeks, I've had to eat dirt and think, they're getting it together. They're getting it together. Rashford, I can't believe the change in Rashford. Watching him last night, how sharp he is, how fast he looks. And they're going to be a force, but I don't want them to do well, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to go 2-0 Leicester.
No, you can't.
Why?
Yes, you can. Can you? What did you go? Yeah, did you go for that? You went 2-0 in the predictions.
I think I did, yeah.
You did, indeed. It's yeah. That's what I need to do there because I put it on the wrong line. Brad, you think it's going to be a draw, and there has been 2 draws in the last 6 games. We've actually won 3 of the last 6, and Man United have only won 1. And the last time we beat them, it was 4-2.
Yeah, and that was at the King Power, and results between Manchester United in recent years have been more favourable for Leicester probably than United, or at least Leicester have done a lot better than they had done over a bigger period beforehand. I think they'll. Yeah, I've gone with the Desmond here because Man, you do look good. Rashford is on form, and you just think at Old Trafford they're going to get a goal and maybe 2, but we're very capable if we play the way we did against Villa and Tottenham of getting something from it. I don't think we've got enough to win, and because of the way we do it, I wasn't going to say I couldn't go for a Man U win, even if I feel that might be the other result. I just don't think Leicester will win at Old Trafford. But yeah, two was where I laid my bets in the end, because it's going to be an interesting game. It'll be a fun one to watch.
Yes, definitely. It has been an interesting season for Man United. Like I say, doing better than I thought they would have done. But I think they'd have been doing even better if they hadn't dropped the points that they've dropped. They have had a very up and down season. If we're looking at the form, the home form, Manchester United are 3rd in the league. They haven't lost in 6 at home, which is a little bit worrying. But Leicester's away form, we've only lost 2. Well, a couple of those were against lower league sides in the cup. But, it's all about confidence. And Man United, they're facing us between 2 games against Barcelona. And as Doug says here, they have got Casemiro back for the Barcelona games, but he's not available against Leicester. And they don't look the same team without him. I think there's going to be a lot of goals. Nacho is just on fire. And if it's the team that we predicted last night, Brad, he'll be starting. I've gone for a 3-2 win to Leicester because unlike you two, I trust my team. I have faith in my team. I've never doubted Brendan Rodgers all season. I think he's a wonderful coach and manager. I think he should be given.
I don't know which one's more deluded. Stephen thinking he's going to get 15 points every week, or you with that statement just there.
I don't know what you mean. But no, I just think we're on a high. I mean, when you look at who we're playing, forgetting FA Cup games in February, I thought, well, the best chance of getting 3 points was against Villa. We then got Spurs, Man United, and Arsenal. I mean, it was up until the last couple of weeks, I would have been pooing myself looking at that, those fixtures. I thought we could get possibly 4 points from that, and I would have taken 4 points. We've already got 6, so there's no reason why we can't do it. Who would have predicted the Spurs result? So yeah, I've got faith in my team. Come on, Brendan, keep the faith. Jeff says Leicester to win 3-1. Yes, Jeff, get in there. Luke's gone 1-1. I wouldn't necessarily argue with that, to be honest with you. Doug. He's back on the Iron Brew again, isn't he? He's gone 4-2 to Leicester, but good man. We love the Scots. Let's knock down what's left of Hadrian's Wall. 1-1, says James. And Anthony has gone. He's gone for a 2-2. He's gone for a Desmond.
Oh, let me change my predictions, please.
It's a bit late. I mean, technically, we've jumped past that and gone on to me.
Oh wow! I'll take the L on that one.
Well, I'm going to say, because it's Anthony, either of you two want to change from the draw. Well, I can't. Sorry, no, I can't, because it's already out there. It's on
it is what it is. It is. Yeah. Hopefully, that's the one result Anthony gets right.
Yeah, I was actually going to allow you to do that, but then realised with it being the Leicester game, like I say, it's already on the website. Last game, 4:00. That was the 2:00 kickoff on Sunday on Sky. We know we're not going to get talked about much because Spurs are playing later, and Sky loves Spurs, and they're just going to be talking about how bad Spurs were last week, not even how good Leicester were, and we'll be lucky if we get a mention. Spurs hosting West Ham. Steve, I mean, they lost to us. They somehow, I mean, they beat Manchester City 1-0. They beat Fulham, which is no easy task, 1-0. They beat Tottenham in the game before 4-2. But they lost the one, but then they go and lose to us. You just don't know what's happening with Spurs, do you?
I'm just going to say 1-0 West Ham, hate Spurs, end of.
Do you? Well,
yeah. It's the first I've heard of it.
I know. I'm shocked. I've got to say.
You didn't expect that, did you? Did you? No.
I was not expecting that at all. Whoa, what a shock. 1-0 to West Ham. Talking about West Ham, I don't know if any of you know Paul Ross, the TV presenter and radio presenter, brother of Jonathan Ross. He is a big West Ham fan, and he's coming on the show in a couple of weeks as well. So just get crossing the T's and dotting the I's on that one. So Paul Ross, West Ham fan, coming on for a chat. And I'm going to be saying to him, Brad, and we've said this before, West Ham are almost a season behind Leicester. So if Leicester win the FA Cup this season, West Ham probably will the season after, because they had that couple of good seasons. They had a decent season last season when we were struggling. Now they are really, really struggling. Moyes, I think, is hanging on by his fingernails. Could they get something from this?
There's a possibility. I mean, they're struggling, but just like Leicester this season, they've seemed to have turned the form books around a little bit. They suffered that probably at the time embarrassing loss to Wolves, although we've seen how Wolves have turned their form recently. So maybe in hindsight, it wasn't such a bad loss, losing only 1-0 to them. Then they've got the job done against Everton. They've got a good draw against Newcastle, and they've gone to Chelsea and Hove Albion, and they've managed to win the point out of them. So Yeah, so it's Spurs. I mean, they were 3-0 up against the same opposition, wasn't it? Last year or the year before? It was either last season or the season before, and they lost and they drew the game 3-3 with like 10 minutes to go. So we know Spurs are capable of it, but Conte's not going to be there. Now, I don't want to say superstition is a thing in football. Surely, no, there's no such thing as superstition in football. He says sarcastically, and I don't know. Conte not being there, 100% record for that. Stallone, or however you say his name. I'm going to go 3-1 Spurs, but only because of that superstition. I want to see it play out. I like these funny little quirks that people hang on to in football. So 3-1 Spurs. Sorry, Steve.
When we predicted last week's games, I actually said that I wanted Conte to be back because, like you just said, they seem to do worse when he's there than when the other guy was there. And he is now. He's obviously gone back to Italy. I mean, there's a big question: will he actually be coming back? That's to be seen. Tottenham are fifth. They're going to get Europe. Whether they'll get Champions League or not, I don't think so. West Ham are in 16th below us, 20 points. So they're only a couple of points off relegation. So this is a very important game for them. The last 6 games that they've played, 1-2 have Tottenham, drawn 2, and West Ham have won 2. So lots of Desmonds there. Drew earlier in the season 1-1 at West Ham. On home form, Tottenham are 7th in the form table. On away form, West Ham are 17th. My problem is that every time I predict Spurs to win, they don't. I've got fed up with predicting that they are going to win.
Good.
And they cost me points. So I'm actually going to go for a 1-1. Because, I don't even know whether they've actually managed to find Kane yet or not. Because, I mean, he was sort of, producing his own book, his version of Where's Wally. Because we didn't see him at all last week, did we? I forgot he was on the pitch.
No, I didn't even know he played.
Yeah, and Son was sort of where he was behind him, hiding, I think. So if that Spurs turn up, it could be a West Ham win. Did you go? You went 3-1 Spurs, didn't you, Brad?
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if West Ham were to get 3 points. But I think, like I say, I just think I'm going for the 1-1. So let's have a look what everybody else has gone for. Anthony has gone. Oh, that was Manchester United. 3-0 to Tottenham, says Jeff. It's my week this week. I'm getting 15 points. I'm telling you, 15.
No, thank you. Now look where you started, Steve. You knew you'd start this.
Yeah, but he's an Arsenal fan. We'll get to 12 and then lose the last one. Luke has gone 2-1 to Spurs. James has gone 1 Tottenham, 2 to West Ham. Doug has gone Tottenham 0, West Ham 3. Ant has gone 2-0 to Tottenham. Sorry, Doug. Sorry, Brad. I mean, he's loving going with you, isn't he? 2-0. Do you want to change?
No, because he's gone 2-0. If they're going to win, they're going to win 3-1. I'm committed to that one.
Yeah.
I'm happy. He can have his 2-0.
Yeah. As they say on the telly, the phone lines are now closed. So that's all the predictions in. Stephen, I am going to run through these with you just to check that we agree. Okay.
I've got them written down here, mate. Got them written down here.
I've got them down here as well. But I'm not having you coming back next week and saying I was not hearing you properly.
I'll show you my scores next week on the same piece of paper.
Yeah, right. Same piece of paper. So you've gone Aston Villa 2, Arsenal 0. You've gone Brentford 1, Palace 1. Brighton 1, Fulham 1. Chelsea 0, Southampton 0. Everton 2, Leeds 0. Forest 0, Manchester City 3. Wolverhampton Wanderers 3. AFC Bournemouth 0. 2-0 to Newcastle over Liverpool. 1-1 Man United and Leicester. And Tottenham Hotspur 0, West Ham United 1. Do you agree with all of those?
I'll tell you next week.
No. None of that shit. Come on.
We got the evidence.
Next week.
That says it all. That says it all. Can I just say, Brad, that you and Steve have agreed on 7 of the outcomes of 10 games. You've only disagreed on 3.
Well, it was nice being top. I mean...
But the good news... Oh, no, it was good news, but it's getting worse as I go down. You've actually agreed with Anthony on the outcome on 6 of them. So... I wonder what it's going to be like to feel.
Maybe next week I'm going to have even worse back pain when it turns out I get most of them right and I'm carrying the other pair as well. Copying my own work now. I'll see how it is.
I tell you what, Brad, that hurt. And I'm afraid no excuses. You're going to have this.
I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
Oh, yes.
Gentlemen. That's all right. If Anthony chases me, I'll just go to the top and he'll fall off.
Gentlemen, I'm going to wrap it up here because we are going to be nipping over, and catch us on the Rich Sports channel for the Manchester United Leicester City preview. I'm sure we're going to get some stick from all the United fans, Brad, but there we go. Steve, good luck with the Foxy 7. We're still online for that?
Yes, people can direct message me or personally message me to get things if they want now before we get the website up.
Order now for Christmas, folks. That's what I would say. The only thing is, of course, with Steve, if you order 3, you'll probably get 2. Or if you order 2, you'll probably get 4. And check out Brad's channel, Top 10 Battles, as it says under his name or under his beard there. Under his beard. Link is in the description below to check his channel out. I will see you in about 5 minutes. Brad, I do need to go to the loo and do all that first of all. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure for you. I don't know whether it has for me or not. And I will see you both next week.
See you next week.
Written down. I've got them written down.
15 points.
Guys. All the best. 15 points. Yes, 15 points. Actually,
take care.
Actually, 1, 2, 3, 10. Yeah, you could get, That means you can get half of them spot on.
That's not happening. I'll see you next week.
The problem, the dangerous thing is I had to work that out.
He's off to go and doctor. He's off to go and get the Tipex so he can change them all the weekend.
Well, just note that he wouldn't agree with me. You know.
Yeah, we're all your witnesses. We're all your witnesses, mate.
All right, mate. I'll see you in 5. Take care, buddy.
Yeah, I'll see you over there in a few, mate.
I don't have the link yet, so I don't know whether we're still invited.
Oh, well, we'll find out soon enough.
He's just sent me the link, so there we go. Right, so I'll see you in a few. Take care, buddy.
See you in a few, mate. Bye.
Bye-bye. We will be back tomorrow. We will. I'm going to be very, very quick here at 2:45 for the big kickoff show on our version of Soccer Saturday. Could be a laugh, couldn't be. Anthony, let me know if you're available, and we will see. I'm on Rich Sports, Anthony. We're going over to Rich Sports now, where you can catch me and my co-host there, Brad. And I'm not in Manchester. So I won't go into anywhere to do in Manchester on my own. Can you blame me? I will see you over there in a few seconds. See you tomorrow at 3:15. Hopefully Anthony might be joining me. Brilliant. Anthony's just said he is, so I will see you then. Don't forget, next Wednesday, 9 o'clock, myself interviewing Stan Collymore. Really looking forward to that. I'm not going to be honest with you, I'm putting my pants as well. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you for watching. Leicester Till I Die TV, YouTube and Twitch, on your favourite podcast platform. Thank you very much for listening. All the best. Take care. See you in a few minutes.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You better like them too, or I'll be back.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network.
TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That's all, folks.
Thanks for watching Leicester Till I Die. This is Chris saying goodbye and see you next time.
I'm looking for Dr. Goodhead.